Hi guys and gals, Shane Stevenson, curator you know where at the Buffalo Naval Park. And for today's video, it's the 4th of July. It has significance in USS The Sullivans history and her home port here in Buffalo. But for today, we first got to raise this 5 gold star battle flag. This is something I saw a picture of the USS The Sullivans DDG-68 a couple of years ago, and they were flying this beautiful 5 gold star flag, and I said, oh, we got to get that for DD-537. So I've got the line. Unfortunately, I have to put the camera down. Alright, to raise her up the halyard. So you'll be going on the Mark 37 Director. Sorry, folks. Okay. Hopefully you didn't mind looking at the sky for a few minutes. Or the SPS 10 and 6 radar up there, if that was the angle. So we raised the oh good, they're catching a little wind. And of course, don't give up the ship flag in honor of the Lawrence and the brig Niagara. And of course, we adopted that motto last year during the capsizing event. The 4th of July is important to USS The Sullivans in Buffalo because that is when she arrived in 1977. Now, it was under the cover of darkness. They just got in before the changing of the day at about 11:45 or 11:50 p.m. at night. And so the history is on the 21st of June, 1977, the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency, which was the city of Buffalo's, their arm that managed and supervised this transfer. They went down to Philadelphia. They signed the certificate of acceptance and delivery on the 21st of June. And of course, that's when we also were awarded USS Little Rock with their SPS 30 dish right there. And so then USS The Sullivans began her 13-day trek to Buffalo. You know, one of the biggest questions is, how did they actually get here? Up the Atlantic seaboard, into the St. Lawrence Seaway, past Montreal, into Lake Ontario, which is north from here. Then what they would do is they came down the Welland Canal, which was a canal system connecting Lake Erie to Lake Ontario. So they headed south down the Welland Canal into Lake Erie and then into the Buffalo River. So her original, for Buffalo, her original home port, let's take a look at that structure right there for the Skyway. Alright, one of those huge braces for the Skyway. Now that's where the Sullivans was originally docked along with USS Little Rock. And for the first 8 months, they were actually stern to stern. So it was, the Sullivans was actually facing downriver or south, while USS Little Rock was facing towards the mouth of the Buffalo River. But in May, so maybe it was more like 10 months, in May of that year, they rotated the Sullivans so that they would be stern to bow instead of bow to bow. Oh, this is a nice spot in the shade. So 46 years ago, USS The Sullivans arrives About 11 days later, on the 15th of July, USS Little Rock arrives. And then 2 days after that, on July 17th, they had an opening ceremony that was attended by about 3,000 people, including Jimmy Sullivan, the son of Albert Sullivan, and Kelly and John Sullivan. Though they were little tykes at that time. We took 2 years to get the ships in ship shape, get equipment, barter with other museum ships to get the Orlikins or the twin Beauforts. The USS The Sullivans came fairly blank. All right, I do have photographic evidence of the 5-inch practice loader on starboard, like if you've watched that video from a few weeks ago. So at some point we did have, here in Buffalo, the 5-inch practice loader. Don't have any records of where that went. And that's something that Ryan covers in his video when he talks about the USS Little Rock and where the Mark 48 gun computer went. So really she had her 4 5-inch guns, and she had the 3-inch 50 on the aft superstructure. But anything else we've had to barter and find and negotiate to get here to what you see today. So she's been in Buffalo 46 years. No doubt she'll be here in Buffalo another 46 years, 86 years. But the 5 gold star flag, oh yes. It's the small victories, folks. The 5 gold star flag, the shamrock, and don't give up the ship. Fly proudly here on the 4th of July. And, as always, I hope you have a nice holiday. Please leave comments, consider donating. And if you'd like to know more about the history of the vessels, of course there is the book out that I wrote, the Images of America series, so please consider that. And it's a nice day out here, and thankfully with that cloud cover, if you saw that in the video last night, we still have it from the Canadian wildfires. So that's tampering down the heat from the sun. Thanks so much, everyone, and we will see you again soon.